Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Step and this is going to be part 21 of my early campaign where I'm playing as Aragon. And it's been a while since I've played the last episode of this campaign, so I'm going to have to sort of refamiliarize myself with this campaign and see what's kind of going on. So yes, right, I did invade Almohad territory in attempts to try to get a ceasefire with them because they were being quite annoying. And they still are being annoying because they're just retreating from me and they're not really taking a decisive engagement. And here's hoping that that's going to be enough so that I can get that ceasefire. I know, right, I'm going to try to send my princess because princesses are supposed to technically be better at getting these diplomatic concessions because they're offering their hand in marriage. So maybe that's going to allow me to get that ceasefire with the Almohads. Now, before I offer that marriage, I do still want to get rid of this 5-star general who happens to be an historical general, Muhammad ibn Yaqub. That's one of the caliphates for the Almohad Empire. And yeah, since I'm here, I may as well starve him out to death. He's 5 stars, so getting rid of him will be nice. And also, while I'm at it, I may as well just destroy the buildings that they have here to really try to make sure they capitulate, because they don't have much. They really should just kind of, get the ceasefire going. But we will see. We'll see if Princess Constantia will get the job done. You go, girl. You got this. Now, I was looking at these armies down here, and the fact that they are still mostly mercenary armies, that's a mistake, I guess. I mean, I have been wanting to get around to this and replacing these mercenary soldiers with my professional soldiers, but I haven't quite gotten around to it. I have up here, these are all professional soldiers. I did double check before I started recording. This is looking good, although I am lacking some decent heavy cav. I noticed that the French are getting feudal knights on the field. I saw a feudal knight somewhere, yes. This is only a half-strength unit, but the fact that this is a bronze shielded, so not a black shield, but a bronze shield, that's a +2 armor for feudal knights. That means they're technologically ahead of me. I mean, I think I saw some other troops that are pretty decent as well. Yeah, arbalesters as well. This is a step up from crossbows. So France is looking a little bit scary, and I'm going to have to catch up with them. I panicked and started training up some more royal knights. I usually don't like doing this. I usually like just keeping this as an option to replenish my damaged heirs units and like the uncles and all that stuff. I usually don't like training just royal knights for my heavy cav because it's a 20-man unit. It's not a full strength unit of heavy cav. But it's going to be a while before I can actually train up my own feudal knights, so I'm a bit behind on the arms race for sure. I can catch up eventually. I mean, I have these iron deposits, which is going to allow me to, build these metal smiths, I think is what they're called, or weaponsmiths or something. That's going to give me a better attack than the other nation's armies. And so eventually I will get there, but right now I am a little bit behind. My economy is looking good. I'm making 7 grand a year. That's pretty goddamn good, actually. So I'll take it, but I would like to get my mercenary army down here fitted out with my professional soldiers, but unfortunately that might have to wait because what I also want to do right now is I want to get a crusade marching off to Constantinople. I know that going to war with the Byzantines isn't ideal because there is so many ports of theirs that I'm trading with. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that it right now? 5, 6. Yeah, there's 6 ports right now that I'm trading with. And that's going to be a really big hit to my economy by going to war with them and not making money off of those ports. But here's the thing. The Mongols are going to be showing up in about 20 years. And that's going to be giving the Egyptians a really tough time because they're right now the only main faction that is bordering this eastern border. And that can really give the Byzantines a big jump start as when it comes to potentially retaking land lost by the Egyptians. And I've seen them fight back against the Mongols pretty well and actually retain a pretty decent points lead. And right now, they are the point leaders. They have 63 points, and I feel like I need to deliver a strike to them as soon as I can. And Constantinople is a logical target. It's their capital. It's the richest place. I can destroy all these buildings and kind of sack it and kind of move on. That's the plan. I don't want to keep Constantinople. I just want to sack it and move on and maybe give some Egyptians some breathing room. But I don't know. Will I be in time, actually? I'd want to train the crusade from here. It's going to take 4 years to build a crusade marker. And then a 5th year to place it. And then the army... I don't know if the army comes up immediately or the next turn, but let's just say 5 years. And then start moving it 6, 7. And then I want to move through, you know, this territory so I can drain the Catholic armies of their men. And this is actually perfect too, because I do have inquisitors placed in these provinces so that I should, you know, there should be pretty high zeal in these provinces. And I should be able to, you know, drain a lot of these armies pretty heavily. So that would be nice. So let's say like, you know, 1, 2, or okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So like, let's say like 16-ish turns before I get to Constantinople. Yeah, that's going to be cutting it pretty close regarding, you know, when the Mongols come in. But that could still be worth it. I really think that, you know, hitting them now, because that's the thing. Like, I'm looking at all these ports and thinking about the money I'm going to be losing right now. But just think if the Byzantines took just even more territory, and then I have to go to war with them further down the line just to make sure they don't get enough points. And then that's going to be that many, you know, ports that I'm not going to be trading with. So if I do this, then at least maybe I can weaken them now. You know, give them a good punch in the mouth, and then try to get a ceasefire, and then, you know, try to get that trade moving again later down the line once I don't have to worry too much about their points. With that in mind, if I'm going to be going to war with the Byzantines pretty soon here, I do need to keep in mind that there's going to be a naval war happening, and I know that a lot of their boats are not great at fighting. Like the galley, you know, it's a decent trading ship, right? 1, 1, and 2, low support costs. But my basic ships can outfight them. So that should be fine. What else do they have? They have Dromons as well. Dromons are really good trading ship because the support cost is even lower. It's going to be 15 as opposed to the 20. They have a speed of 4, so they're really annoying. The Dromons are so annoying. They can just avoid fights really easily. And they can clog up your trading lines just by staying alive forever. And it can be really tough to deal with them. So, yeah, Dromons, even though I can beat them, like, one-on-one. Yeah, I should probably get some more boats coming along. This is a decent, well, just, okay, this is 2 galleys. It looks like more than 2 ships. Yeah, but a galley, it looks like it's just galleys and Dromons, right? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else. I think the next step up for them is going to be a fire galley. Is going to be their 3rd tier. And I'm not seeing any fire galleys. I'm just seeing galleys and Dromons. And I'm pretty sure that my ships, even my tier 1 ships, can just 1v1 their ships, their galleys, and their Dromons. So that should be fine. But they do have a lot of boats in the water, and I will still take losses just because of the typical, you know, dice roll that is these naval engagements. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get some naval production going. I know that I'm finally working on my tier 2 boats, my caravels, which I'm building right here in Valencia. I think my first one's in the water over here in the Atlantic Ocean. And I do also want to get a caravel in the Western Mediterranean and then the Central Mediterranean as well. And that's going to help out a lot because I'm pretty sure the Byzantines do not have any deep water boats right now. I don't even know if the fire galley is a deep water boat as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. The Byzantines might really fall behind on the naval stuff. I'm not positive on that. But having deep water boats myself is going to be really important because for any of their small boats that stay alive and continue to clog up my trade lanes, by having these deep water boats in these provinces or sea regions, is going to allow me to keep my trade open a little bit easier, I should say. So yeah, getting those caravels going here in Valencia is good. I should probably go back to building more barks in Portugal. Where am I getting? So I should be training. Okay, when I can, I'm going to start building caravels in Portugal for that +1 valor. And then I believe I can get +1 valor for barks somewhere. Am I right about that? Or am I wrong about that? Gun galleys. So, okay, so that's a higher tier place. Okay, so I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I don't have a province that gives me +1 for barks. It's just the caravels here and then the gun galleys. And I can't remember how far up that is for me. Gun galley is, I don't know, 3rd tier, 4th tier, I'm not sure. Obviously after I can get guns, so it's going to be a little ways before I can do that. So this is going to be expensive. It's going to cost me a bit, but I have it on good information that once I build up some stacks, that I can place with my crusade, then those armies' upkeep is going to be free, which is going to be really nice. So that's going to be the plan there. Instead of like replacing these mercenary units, which I'd love to do, I should be getting, I suppose, at least 2 stacks, if not like 3 stacks of my normal troops to accompany my crusade army as they march across the land. Because I'm pretty new to this. Like this is where I don't really know, much. I don't think I've ever done an overland crusade. I've always just done the cheap and easy, like just use the navy to get the crusade objectives and not really use the tactic of marching overland to actually drain enemy armies. I feel like one time I wanted to do that, and then, now that I'm saying this, I'm kind of worried because I feel like I did try that once, and with crusades, you can only take a certain path that's laid out before you, and I feel like it sent me down to the Almohads. Like I couldn't actually take my crusade. Oh dear, I hope I can. If they direct me from Lyon down south and I can't actually go through this territory, that'd be so stupid. I would hate that so much. So I hope that's not the case. I hope that this crusade is going to allow me to actually go through Catholic territory and not force me to go to the Almohads territory, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to conquer North Africa. I want to just, march through all of this territory and just drain all of these French armies. That's really the goal here. So I am training up soldiers right now. I think I was mostly doing that just to really bolster my northern frontier. Yeah, I think that was the plan, because I'm doing that in Aragon and Navarre. Yeah, and I'm doing that panic purchase for my Royal Knights here in Cordoba as well. Does not feel good, but you know what? That's what I have to do. Now, yeah, let's not get these bishops. Let's get Crusade going here. That means I'm going to have to make sure I really protect Lyon, because if I get Lyon sacked and then I lose that chapter house, then I'm going to take it. Then that Crusade's going to fail, and I'm going to take a huge influence hit for my king, and that could lead to a civil war. So I might be better to like just actually have a couple more boats sitting in Costa Verde, just to make sure that there's no naval invasion on Lyon, right? Because that's the strategy that I've been using as the Almohads against the French. So I wouldn't want the French to try that tactic on me. They do have a navy here. They do have a naval presence. So they could potentially, kill my boats and launch an army here on my unprotected Lyon, smash my chapter house, and cause a civil war. That'd suck. So I should probably work on getting a boat on this province. And yeah, what else? Also, yeah, I was looking at before trying to get my Inquisitors to sort of destabilize the French territory. I looked at the armies and I couldn't even find any heirs right now. So I wonder if it really is just the French king who is alive. I don't really have much spy presence up here, so I don't know. I can't look at these armies. So I need to get some bishops up here. But yeah, the idea, so I guess I'm told that the Inquisitors have a really small, if not like a 0 chance just to kill a king, which sucks. So I'm just going to have to use my Inquisitors to kill heirs and generals, I suppose. That could still work, though. If I leave the French faction without any heirs and then their king dies of old age, that could still work for me. Also, I could potentially use my assassins to still kill the French king. That's going to be the idea, because this is starting to worry me. I don't want to go to direct war with them just because they are bigger and more powerful than me. So if I can sort of destabilize them through, nefarious means using my agents, that'd be more ideal, I'd say. Yeah, and give the factions around them a fighting chance, I do want the French to stamp out the Italians, because the Italians actually do have a really high points lead. They're just 1 point below the Byzantines with 62 to the Byzantines 63. So I do want the Italians to get stamped out by the French, but then after that, I would like the French to kind of go away. And if I can use my Inquisitors and my Assassins to accomplish that, that would be preferable. So yeah, that's pretty much, yeah, I'm kind of all hands on deck right now. It'd be great just to kind of take my 7,000 a year and just stack it up. That'd feel awesome. But as it turns out, I got stuff to do. I got a crusade to launch, and I have an assassination plot to fund. And while I'm doing all of that, I'm still working on my own military infrastructure back home so that I can, hopefully at some point, have a decent army to match France. Yikes. The plague is in Aragon. The English sweats epidemic in Aragon. This frightening disease kills in hours after symptoms first show themselves. Income halved. Ooh, man. That's a nasty one. So the Pope asked for support. The Pope asked for support against a crusade against the Alliance. Okay. These reprobates have offended and discomfited the Holy Father, and he calls upon all true sons of the church to chastise them mightily. Huh. Okay, well, they only have one province currently, so yeah, one more turn before Morocco falls to me, and then I can do that. Prince Alfonso has now matured, so my faction has 3 heirs. I'm hoping that this is going to be the new actual next in line, because my current next in line is actually quite old, so he must be one of the brothers to the king. The history of the empire. Nicetas Chronicus is one of the greatest Slovene scholars of his age, a worthy successor to the noble Anna Komnena. His works, although not always charting the invading glory of Byzantium or the Orthodox Church, do reflect well upon the current occupant of the throne, +1 influence of the Byzantine Empire, and -10% zeal in all Orthodox provinces. Okay. And the Nibelungenlied, one of the great epics of the German legend. The Nibelungenlied has become more than just a heroic poem in Germany. It is a part of what makes German culture recognizably German. This is helping to unite the nation of the Germans as a single entity and inspires all Holy Roman Empire generals, granting them +1 loyalty. Okay, nothing really affecting me. Prince Alfonso, what do you got, man? Hard sums. So we get getting +1 acumen. That's pretty good. And I think he is the next in line now, right? Is it really? No. Prince Enrique is still the next in line? Oh, that's not good. That dude's 42. And my king is 44. It doesn't feel right. I feel like Alfonso should be the next in line. There's no way Prince Enrique is a son of the current king. He would have been 2 when he had him. So it should be Alfonso. Ay. I mean, the good news is that not this guy. The other, where'd he go? Enrique, where are you? The good news is he's married. That doesn't mean he's having kids right now, right? Like, that's what that means, right? Is that he's been having kids this whole time, and by the time he becomes king, he's already going to have a son that's like 15 or 16 or some shit? I really hope so. I really hope so. I really hope that he doesn't, become king at the age of 55 and then he has to, like, have a son, that'd suck. So I really hope that that's not the case. I've just had a thought. So my crusade marker is going to be finished in 3 turns. And this army that I'm building for the crusade's not nearly going to be big enough in 3 turns. So I have a question. Can I send mercenaries on a crusade? I should be able to, right? Is there somewhere where I can check that? Does it say somewhere? Mercenaries. It doesn't say anything here. That doesn't say anything, no. I would really hope so. What about the building, like the inn? Does it say anything here? Let's see, mercenaries. Yeah, I know, like, there's some limitations. I know that mercenaries cannot be retrained. I know that they cannot be appointed as a governor. I know they can't be, I'm assuming they can't be married to your, like, princesses or anything like that either. But I don't know if they can be a part of a crusade or not. I would imagine so, right? Like, that'd be so silly if they can't. I just know that there is some limitations. So, I mean, like, crusades were freaking built for mercenaries. So that would be really silly if that was not the case. So I suppose what I could do in a pinch is just hire all of these guys and then send them over and just stack my crusade. In fact, I should have a few provinces where I can do that, right? Okay, maybe not there. Yeah, that's the issue with building bigger castles, is that there's like a magnetism effect where the bigger the castle, then the less mercenaries are available. Man, yeah, so I don't have available mercenaries, and it's just going to be Antioch. Okay. Okie doke. Well, in that case, I suppose what I should do is, man, I don't want to buy all these guys right now. It's going to be expensive as hell. Making 6,000 right now. But I think I really should. I think I should buy all of these guys. I mean, there's some good soldiers too. Chivalric men-at-arms, chivalric sergeants, Avis crossbows. Yeah, quite a few soldiers that I can't even train right now. Parvis Arbalesters, wow, that's really good. That's the upgraded crossbowman with a shield, so that's fantastic. A couple of Khwarezmian cavalry, which is good. Good cataphract type of like heavy cav unit. Some fairies, which are a good skirmish cav. Almahad urban militia, Vikings, mounted crossbowmen. Yeah, that's a good force to have to send in. So yeah, I should probably buy that right away because my crusade is going to be finished in 3 turns. So I can send them over. It's going to be a turn to send them over. I'm going to be paying their upkeep for a couple turns. Yeah, and I don't like that, but you know, theoretically they're going to be free as soon as they are inside of that crusade itself. So that should be fine. Things have just gotten a little bit scarier over here in Antioch. A jihad has been declared against my province by the Egyptians. They want their territory back, and they have, yeah, they've, let's see, your general urgently requests more troops to defend this province. Oh dear. Huh, okay. Interesting, interesting. Let's see, anything important? Not really, okay. Can I defend against this? So this is the jihad here. I mean, the Egyptians definitely have some good soldiers in these armies surrounding me. I feel like my armies are, like, okay-ish. I feel like they are pretty solid. Yeah, this is going to be curious. This is going to happen, like, right away, right? Like, they're going to swarm me with everything they have, I would assume, you know. These armies here in Lesser Armenia, these armies here in Edessa, Syria, Tripoli, like, they're just going to attack me with, like, 1 million soldiers. I have 4 stacks. It's not nothing, you know. I have a 5-star general. I think he's pretty good too. Yeah, +3 morale, and he's also +3 valor for his own unit. Yeah, he's good. He's good. I can put up a good defense, I'd say. Can I train any more mercenaries? I can. I think I just want to send them over to my crusade army though. Honestly. Oh dear. Maybe not. Maybe just hire them for now. Just to like be safe, make sure I can defend. And because this probably will happen right away, right? And if I can just demolish everything, like if that, you know, if I can just have a decisive, you know, one like really quick victory over the Egyptians, maybe they will decide to have another ceasefire with me. Yeah, we'll see. That's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. Because I am training some soldiers, not much. I'm just training the Turcopoles, which are the light cav units that I can train over there. Yeah, nothing's ever easy, is it? I mean, at the same time, the French are also looking a little bit dangerous. I mean, the king came over here to Aquitaine. And yeah, I gotta say, like, here I am thinking about a crusade to take on the Byzantine capital, and I feel like that's a good idea. I feel like it is necessary to kind of, you know, knock the Byzantines down a peg, but a part of me is also wondering, like, is that biting off more than I can chew? Because the normal path that I want to go when it comes to conquering territories is I just want to take these island territories, Corsica, Sardinia, you know, Sicily, Naples. I want to, or Malta. I want to take Naples. I want to take Greece eventually, and then maybe these islands as well. I don't believe these were ever part of the Crown of Aragon historically, but I believe that there was a colony on Greece that was. So I wanted to take that at some point. But, so initially that would have put me at war with the Italians right away, if that's the way that I want to go. But I don't really want to prioritize the Italians right now, because I feel like right now they are sort of one of the only things holding the French in check, right? Because the French are at war with the Italians, the Poles, the Danes, and the Germans, and they're kicking all of their asses. And right now, it's looking like they're building up for a war against me, even though, like, I'm like, hey, chill, like, I don't want to go to war with you. I feel like my armies on my borders are pretty solid. I don't, you know, have any peasants, and they do actually have a few peasants in their armies. A few lower tier units as well. So I feel good about it. Their king also, he's a 3-star general. Let's see, anything? +1 morale, yeah. Or, I'm sorry, -1 morale for his army. Okay. So I feel like that could go well for me. How's my king? He's a 4-star general. Crackbrained isn't good, but he's also a natural leader, so that cancels each other out. The -2 morale and then the +2 morale cancels each other out. So yeah, 4-star general is what you got with that. So that's good. If the French king decided to lead an assault on me, I could have a chance, you know, standing up against him. Oh, and now, yeah, Morocco has fallen to me. But I just intend, at this point, I wonder if I would get an automatic ceasefire. Would I? Because I'm not bordering any Almohad territory right now. They've actually taken Cyrenaica back. Interesting. Yeah, I would totally be fine with them just kind of chilling out over here. Let's see, I'll have my princess talk to the Caliph and try to get a ceasefire. And then over here, I will just abandon Morocco. I don't care about Morocco at all. I suppose I can give someone the governorship of Morocco. You know, I may as well, just so I can make a couple bucks off of it. But yeah, you will do. And what do I get from this? +1? Yeah, that's good. So yeah, I'll make a little bit more money off of Morocco, but I don't intend to keep it. Let's just kind of move you guys back over to Granada and Cordoba. Oh boy, just like that, here comes the Egyptians. Yeah, they're not waiting around at all. Let's see, a couple Inquisition updates here. I shall prevail, so I was able to burn down a general here in Anjou. And let's see, looks like the Italians have retreated from the French here in Provence. Yeah, here we go. So I actually do outnumber them. Wow, that's kind of surprising. Looks like, so Sultan Al-Adil the first, what's the word on him? So 0 stars, so he's not great as a general. And then what am I facing? Some Saracen infantry. This is a good spear infantry. Desert archers are a good archer unit. Armenian heavy cav. I've faced those before. They're pretty tough, but just 2 units in the first wave is pretty nice. Yeah, they're the heavies. Those are the ones I have to worry about. Just these 2 units, and then the unit of Gulam bodyguards belonging to the Sultan, and the Muwahid foot soldiers as well are pretty solid as well. As far, I mean, for spearmen, they have pretty good attack and good charge. And then how's the reinforcements looking? Some naphtha throwers, some grenade guys. Yeah, it's not a bad army. It really isn't. Some Gulam Cav, Muwahid foot soldiers. The camels are worrisome. Yeah, there's some dangerous stuff in here, so I'm going to have to get my army ready accordingly. I have decided to go with a somewhat mixed arms forces here to not totally sell out on stopping the Cav, because the first wave of the enemy does mostly, well, it is pretty mixed arms themselves. I mean, it's only 3 units of heavy Cav with archers, spears, and yeah, it's pretty mixed. So I do want to make sure that I can beat their spear line, which is pretty solid, I'd say. I mean, Saracen infantry with armor upgrades, it's not bad. So I'm going to be going, I know it's kind of hard to look at because it's just a mixed group of mercenaries, basically. But instead of 6 spears, I want to do 3 units of spearmen, then 3 units of swordsmen, along with some archers and then some cav support as well, along with some javelins. So I can kind of cover everything. Hopefully my swordsmen can cut through their spearmen, and then hopefully I can turn back their heavy cav with my spearmen and my javelin men. So yeah, let's get in here. Hopefully we can get some good terrain here in Antioch, and hopefully we can drive back the Egyptian jihad. This is actually a pretty interesting map here. I mean, we got some buildings here in the center. We have another bigger building here in the back. That's kind of cool. Yeah, let's check that out. And then, yeah, there's some features here. It's kind of hilly, you know, some forests can be options. Now, what I'm looking at, this catches my eye as a potentially defensible terrain piece to weather the storm, but I can't deploy there, unfortunately. This fence is going to stop me from deploying up there, and based on the direction that my army is facing up, I'm guessing that the enemy is going to be like, you know, there-ish. So hopefully if I deploy back here, I will have enough time to actually come up here and fight on this ridge. I think this is going to be a first time for me fighting on this map, I think. So yeah, let's get lined up and ready to go here. And here's our big old disgusting blob. Let's see if I'm going to have enough time to get up here. Let's go, guys. Go, go, go. The enemy looks like they are a fair bit off, so I should have enough time to climb this ridge and get into position. Unlike the French in my last episode. Oh, not for this campaign, for my MLS campaign. Oh man, the French just jumped me right out the gate. I had 0 time to get formed up. Now, let's see. I suppose you guys should start running. Yeah, it's going to be important to get up there quickly. This is going to be cutting it very close here because the Egyptians are advancing on me at a pretty steady pace, and my guys are just now breaching the hill, and they are not even in formation yet. I'm just getting my center formed up here with a couple units of feudal men-at-arms, and my right flank is starting to form up here as well with my Byzantine infantry and my feudal sergeants with some javelin men support as well. How about I move them up a little bit to give myself a little bit of breathing room on this side? Looks like the Egyptians are going to try to outflank me here on this side. This is giving me flashbacks of fighting Antioch in Shogun Total War. And I've mixed feelings about that, to be honest. So, yeah, there's some good times and there's some bad times on that map. But anytime the AI does try to, like, outflank you in this way, where they're kind of, you know, this is impassable terrain, so they can kind of sometimes have difficulties figuring this out, and sometimes they can get stuck on it. But yeah, sending some Saracen infantry, some Wahid foot soldiers, some Armenian heavy cav, that's really not a bad play. You know, that's some good units to send out that way. And I'm going to have to direct some units to deal with that. Now, this is coming on very fast here, so let's get my center moved up like so. And what do we got here? So Saracen infantry, so spearmen versus my swordsmen. I should win this, so let's bring up my spearmen on this side. And let's get my javelin men just ready to go in case something happens. Let's see. Armenian heavies. I don't feel good about the fact that they're behind me. That makes me a little bit nervous. I can get my Druzina cav like down here, and I can get my Genites turned around. Let's have my Spanish javelins throw their javelins into the Gulan bodyguards. And then let's see, feudal men-at-arms go into the Saracens here. Then Byzantines clash onto the flanks. Rus spearmen come down here. And then Murabitan infantry come over here. Ooh, and they got into me. Oh, that's not good. Okay, guys, you need to come here, and you need to throw here. Yeah, that sucks. So they got into my javelins, Royal Knights, so I need my general to come help out here as well. And yeah, archers, they're fine where they are, I think. But let's send my Druzina cav over on this side to try to help out with this engagement, because I think they're going to be needed there. And let's see, where do I want my Spanish Genites? How about I get them around on the flanks to try to threaten their archers? Like, ooh, yeah, actually, let's get my spearmen on this side, and they can flank their spearmen here. Let's see, feudal men-at-arms, let's get you in the center here. Looks like I am taking a lot of casualties, but let's see, my feudal sergeants are running away. That's not a good sign. They have Murahid's foot soldiers are fighting my Druzina cavalry. That's also not good. Let's see, what is going good for me? Let's get my javelin men more like here, and let's have them try to throw their javelins at these Murabitan, their cav, and then let's try to start chasing with my Spanish Genites into all of their archers, because this is giving me a really good pick for me. This is all archers. Ooh, there is some spearmen, so I'm going to have to watch out for that. And then it looks like we should break this flank right here. Archers are shooting, and are we going to win on this side? See, this is scary for me, because these Mohid foot soldiers are going to fight really, really hard, and they're fighting. Let's see. Let's get down there. Let's try to break these guys. Let's see. My javelin men can get up here and try to throw into the sides of them, and then same here. Charge into the sides here. And Druzina cav also charged in the sides. Spanish javelins try to throw into the Armenian heavies, and then Murabitan also throw into the Armenian heavies. If we could break this flank on this side, do we have anyone that we can bring over? Looks like we will break them. Murabitans, can you please throw your javelins, please? That'd be wonderful. And then are we going to break them on this side? Looks like they are running away. Perfect. So, do we have any units that we can bring over to try to help out here? Let's see. Looks like we are breaking them there as well. Perfect. Oh, that's so good. So it looks like we did get a wrap on there. Ooh, yep, they got their spears into my Genites. That sucks, because I'm going to lose this. Yeah, they're not going to get away. They're not going to get away. They're all going to die. Oh, I knew that was going to happen too. I saw that one spearman unit. That always happened to me in Shogun too. It's like I would see just a wave of archers, and then that one spearman unit would get attached to my light cav, and they're just not going to get away. It's impossible to extricate them. It's really tough with this engine. Yeah, they're gonna start running away any moment now. But you know what? The sacrifice was worth it because that gave me the time that I needed to get in here and win these battles here and beat the first wave, which is really important. Let's see, try to get in here and try to kill their Sultan because he is right there. That'd be wonderful. And then let's try to get my infantry formed up here with whatever's left. And then same thing, like, you guys stop chasing. Yeah, come back here, please. And then do I have any right flank existing? Not really. Pretty much my entire right flank has disappeared. This Egyptian Sultan is still hanging on. My goodness, he's just fighting forever. And that's really doing his army a lot of favors because now they're starting to regroup here. And they're pushing on my weakest flank. There he goes. Now he's dead. Finally. Man, he fought very, very hard. So let's try to get my cavalry regrouped here on this side. And then whatever's left on this side as well. And then get my king or my general back here. And then let's get ready for a next round here coming in from the Egyptians. I don't really have the strength to pursue with what's left right now. I will be having some reinforcements coming on because I do have a few units fleeing. I have some Genites and then, yeah, some swordsmen and some spearmen running away as well. So we'll be getting 3 new units eventually here. I have this 2-man unit of feudal men-at-arms which is still remain. You guys, you can withdraw so that I can get a fresh new unit. I should probably get rid of this unit of Spanish javelin men as well. But that's the only unit left on my right flank, which is pretty scary. So let's have my center move more over here to cover down. And then desert archers you can get run down by my Druzina cavalry on this side. And let's bring my left flank over to cover for my center over here. And then I have my archers in position, raining down fire. In this case, yeah, it's so tempting to chase after them. It really is. It's really tempting, but I don't want to get another unit of cav just spiked down by a bunch of spearmen. I am curious to see if there's going to be another wave of Egyptians coming in, because there's plenty of battle time remaining. Or have they had enough? I'm not going to be killing the 140 men that I captured. It's just not really worth it, I don't think. I will just take the money instead. And yeah, it looks like all of the waves off in the distance are simply coming onto the map and then immediately retreating. So I think that maybe by killing the Egyptian Sultan, that really did a number on them. Yeah, so I did kill 573 men, you know, not a ton, but I captured 140, and I did lose 472. So it was a pretty even fight, but I was able to, you know, break them, which is pretty nice. Yeah, good one. Good fight. I'm glad I was able to get that position on that ridge before the enemy attacked me. That was really close. But I think that did do the trick there, because it kind of split the army in thirds, where a third of the army kind of took the time to go all the way around me, and they were cut off, and they did, you know, almost break through in a sense, but they were held back by my cavalry and my javelin men in the rear. And then essentially my entire infantry line was able to focus on 2/3 of their army as opposed to their full army, which I think did some did help me out quite a bit. So I did raise some money. I made 588 florins off of the 140 men that I ransomed back to them. And then, yeah, the Almheads are recapturing Morocco. That's totally fine. And then, oh, I'm the richest. Wow, I'm not even that rich. I only have around 16,000. Okay. Dalian Doge has died of an illness. The Egyptian Sultan has died in battle, and his heir has taken over command. Okay. And it looks like we got some inquisitions happening here due to my inquisitors. And what do we got? Yep. Just really, just burning a lot of people here. And my keep is now finished here in Antioch. So that's my tier 2 castle. And Children's Crusade. Oh man, I read about this. I don't know a ton about it, but this shit's like fucking evil. Like it's just, yeah, like a bunch of, I'll read it. A crusade of innocent children to retake the Holy Land through the power of their virtues and noble idea. The practicalities and venal cruelty of many make it a doomed expedition, for the children have vanished, possibly sold into slavery from the port of Venice. Farm income in France and the Holy Roman Empire is reduced, and the bereft parents are turning away from the church to heretical beliefs. Yeah, that shit. I actually want to read more about that. That's just, ugh. And yeah, the Almohad Caliph has declined my marriage proposal, so that is too bad. Prince Enrique, I think this is the new one, right? No, this is my freaking heir. God, and it's like, he shouldn't be, because he's old as hell. So he's an unhinged loon now. So -3 morale, then -30 happiness. God damn it, I don't want him to be my king. Oh, it's not good. It is him, right? Yeah, Enrique. God damn. Yeah, that's kind of scary. I'm kind of worried that he's going to become the king and he's going to like not going to have a son who's of age or something. That's kind of worrying me. In any case, yeah, so that was a victory, and I gotta say, I felt pretty good about that. Did a bit of damage to them. It would have been nice to run down more of their soldiers and get more action going, but you know what? If they want to come in for a round 2, that's totally fine. And if we can make it so this jihad actually fails, then their new caliphate or sultan is going to lose influence, and then yeah, they might end up with their own civil war on their own hands. Yeah, they're not doing themselves any favors here because the Byzantines are actually still attacking them and taking land away from them. So, guys, like, focus on them. We had a friggin' ceasefire, you know? We were trading and everything. How's my income doing now that I'm at war with the Egyptians? 1,800. Not good. Not as I preferred to the 7,000 that I was making before. Yeah, man, I feel like I really should go with I feel like I really should still do the crusade against Constantinople. You know, even though I kind of have a lot on my hands right now. Let's see, assassinate that dude. Yeah, even though I kind of have a lot going on, I still feel like this is important to do. I think it's going to be important to knock the Byzantines down a peg. Especially before the Mongols show up. If I can do that, then maybe they actually won't be able to fight back against the Mongols very much. And maybe the Mongols will do a lot of the work for me. You know, maybe they'll sweep through the Egyptians and then actually do a lot of work against the Byzantines just because I've sacked, you know, their most richest province. That's the hope. I really hope that that's going to be enough. And then once that's all done, I can just kind of focus on holding Antioch, which should be easier once, you know, all of these factions are dealing with the Mongols, unless the Mongols actually attack me themselves. And then I would just have to turn my attention to, you know, holding my borders against the French if they ever do attack me, and then just focus on taking my island territories that I eventually do want to take back. I didn't get that ceasefire with the Almohads, but maybe I can keep working on it. They did take these territories back pretty quickly here, but yeah, we'll work on it. We'll keep trying here to try to get a ceasefire with them. I'm fine with them taking Morocco. That is totally cool with me. How do they always... Did I not destroy that fort? I thought that by destroying the keep, that also destroys the fort. That didn't just like pop up out of nowhere, did it? Did I just not destroy that? Okay. I'm not going crazy, right? Yeah, so let's see. Is there anything else I want to accomplish in this episode? How about I hire some more mercenaries here for Antioch? Because, you know what? They probably will attack again. I'd expect that. And let's get some defensive upgrades going for this keep. I may as well get this keep and curtain wall getting built up. And yeah, you know what? I'm really torn. I really am torn between going through with this crusade, which I guess I'm going to do. I really do hope that I can march through French territory and kind of suck up their soldiers and, you know, recruit them for my own crusade. I really, really hope so. If I'm forced to go down south through this way, then that's going to suck. And I'm probably just going to use my navy to attack Constantinople because I don't want to march through North Africa. I like the main reason why I want to do this is actually so that I can, like, you know, go after the French and Catholic soldiers and kind of recruit them to my cause. So that's, yeah, if I can't do that, then I'm not going to. I'm just going to use my navy and just get this over nice and fast, you know, sack it and be done with it. So that's going to be the play there. This is so tempting. It's really tempting just to take these provinces in Sardinia and Corsica, just start this war with Italy and be done with it. I mean, it's really nice. The thing is, it's not making a ton of money, these provinces, but the nice thing about them is that it gives me 2 more provinces where I can actually build and train things, because I feel like I'm kind of capped for how fast I can actually build up my armies and my agents and my navies when I only have this many territories. So it'd be nice just to have a couple more just for, you know, training purposes. And yeah, a little extra money would be nice. It's not much, but I could actually, you know, they have mines here, so they're making, you know, 400. That's something. That's not, you know, too crazy, but and they do have salt here in Corsica as well. And the thing is, the other reason why it's nice to have these islands is because it does cut down on naval upkeep as well, because the further away from any friendly port a ship is, the higher the upkeep is going to be. So if I look at a ship that's like right here, it's going to be, I'm looking at support cost is going to be 20. Then if I look at here, it's going to be support cost 40. And then further away, it's going to be support cost 80. So by having a port closer, it's going to be cutting the support cost of these boats, in half. It'll be down to like 20 for this boat or 20 for this boat instead of 40. And that's going to really do a lot of help for my income as well. So it's not just a matter of like how much a province makes. It also does matter just for cutting down the upkeep costs of navies. And I really like that system. It's a really subtle, not so in your face way of making these Mediterranean islands worth it, because at first glance, I was pretty disappointed. I was thinking that these, Mediterranean islands would be super duper rich because they're in the Mediterranean. You'd think that they'd be great trade provinces, and there's no resources here. Sure, you can mine stuff, that's good, but there's no trading resources, which just felt weird to me at first when I was playing this game. But then I thought about it, and I was realizing, oh wait, this actually does cut down on my trade fleet's upkeep by having ports that are closer to them. That's such a novel idea. I really do like that. That's really good game design. I still do wish that these islands did have trade resources. That still would be cool. But it is a nice thing still, having that naval upkeep reduced. It's just a nice little idea. So, oh man, it's so tempting. It really is. I mean, there's nothing here. It's two peasants. There's no castle. And here, same thing, just two peasants. I could take this without hardly a fight. There is a few Italian boats in the water that I would have to contend with. So it really is one or the other. I don't want my navy fighting against the Byzantines and the Italians. And I really do want to sack Constantinople before the Mongols show up. So I think that is going to be my priority. I don't know if that's the right call, but that is what I'm going to be going with. And it'd be really nice if the Almads would, cool their shit and they want to be friends with me. But I guess I'm just going to keep working on that. We will see how that goes. But that's all going to be it for this episode. As always, I hope you enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. I've been Constep, and this has been Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.